And I remember my aunt telling me that he had told her, he said, I knew when I turned that drink down that I would never touch alcohol again. And he had been sober for years. He was, my father died a sober man. My father wasn't as much into recovery as I am. My grandfather, he was a big advocate of not drinking and stuff, and story of his son died when he was 29 and he was out of state, and he knew he got on a plane and he was offered alcohol and he's flying down because he just found out his son had passed away, which would have been my uncle. And the flight attendant offered him a drink and he turned it down. And even at that age, I think he probably was in his 60s, and he turned that drink down. And I remember my aunt telling me that he had told her, he said, I knew when I turned that drink down that I would never touch alcohol again. And he had been sober for years. But if he had one opportunity, it would have been right there. And I always think about that when life gets tough. I always think about the decision my grandfather made when he got a phone call that his son passed away, from, uh, you know, uh, accidental overdose. So I always think about the sheer will and commitment to oneself not to pick up a drink that he felt in that moment, because he just lost a child, which I can't imagine. So I always think about that when life gets rough. Like this is what he was dealing with, and he didn't pick up a drink.